The Enclave Plasma Rifle has been one of the best weapons in Fallout 76 for a very long time. The only issue with the weapon is that finding the mods for it can be very hard. Now, I've talked about this weapon a few times in other videos, but I always forget to include all of the possible ways to get this weapon and the mods for it. So in this video, I'm going to take all of that information and go over every method to get the EPR and the mods for it. It is such a powerful weapon, but it's also confusing to get, so I figured it deserved its own video. But before we get into this video, if you're a fan of the Fallout games and the Fallout TV show, click the link in the pinned comment below to join my Fallout Discord server, where you can find other people to play Fallout 76 with, discuss the Fallout TV show, or just talk about anything related to Fallout. Another thing that I want to mention is that as soon as this video goes live, I will be giving away at least 4 EPR Flamer Barrel mods on PC. To enter this giveaway, all you need to do is comment your in-game name below, and then join the Discord server to make it easier to contact you if you win. So before we talk about the mods for the Enclave Plasma Rifle, let's talk about the actual gun. Now, the Enclave Plasma Rifle is a very strong weapon, but it's one of the only normal weapons in the game that you cannot learn how to craft, and you won't be able to learn how to craft the mods for it. The only mod that you can learn how to craft for it is the Prime Capacitor, which will have a chance to drop from the Scorch Beast Queen Nuke boss. But there's over 30 of these that can drop from this boss, so the chances of getting it can be pretty low. So you need to keep farming this boss as much as you can until you get it. To get an Enclave Plasma Rifle, you'll have 3 options. First, you can buy one from another player's vending machine. Not everyone will be selling these, so you may need to server hop a few times just to find one, but other players can sell them to you. The next way is to join the Enclave, which is something that you'll have to do anyways to complete the main storyline of Fallout 76. But once you do this, you'll start to see that public events, activities, and headhunts will start to drop legendary Enclave Plasma Rifles. And you'll also have a chance to find them in the ranged weapon boxes that are sold at the Rusty Pick. These can have random legendary perks and weapon mods on them, so you don't know what you'll get until you get it. And the final way to get an Enclave Plasma Rifle is to buy a base version of it from the vendor at the Enclave bunker. Usually there will always be 2 of these for sale at the bunker for under 1,000 caps each. But due to not being able to craft mods for this weapon, you will first need to get an Enclave Plasma Rifle and then find the pre-crafted mods for it and then apply it to the weapon yourself. Think of it as Lego. You get your first block, which is the weapon itself, and then you'll find other blocks and attach them as you go, until you've crafted the version of the weapon that you wanted. So let's now go over all of the ways to get the mods for this weapon. We already talked about the Prime Capacitor, which will come from the Scorch Beast Queen boss, but all of the other mods will come from vendors and specific activities. First up are the Enclave events, which will be Dropped Connection, Bots on Parade, and What a Blast. And to find these, you'll need to open up your map, and then in the bottom left corner, click on this menu. Then scroll to the right and you'll see a list of events on your server, but you'll want to look for Enclave events. If there isn't one in this list, you'll just need to swap to a new server. These events won't appear for you until you've joined the Enclave faction, which will happen during the main storyline. But these events are limited to only having one of these events active at a time on your server. And the way that you'll want to handle this is to join a server, see which Enclave event is active on that server, then go and complete that event for a chance to get either a pre-crafted and modded Enclave Plasma Rifle, or you'll have a chance to get a loose Enclave Plasma Rifle mod, which you can then apply to your Plasma Rifle. And then as soon as you're done with that event and you get your rewards, leave the server that you're on and switch to a new server, until you find a server that has another Enclave event on it. And then you just repeat this over and over to slowly collect Enclave Plasma Rifles and the mods for them. But the drop rate on these are very low, so don't expect to get them from every event. The next way to get mods for the Enclave Plasma Rifle is to buy them from specific vendors. Now, the information for this is a little trickier because it seems like there are many different vendors that can sell these mods. So I'm gonna start with the vendors that I know for a fact sell these mods. And the first one is the vendor bot at the Watoga train station. Personally, I have found multiple Enclave mods for sale at this vendor, and it should be the first place you check. The next vendor is Phoenix, who will be inside of Watoga. Now to find this vendor, just go to the Watoga train station and then follow where I go on screen now. And again, I have personally found Enclave mods here many times. The next vendor that I can confirm is the vendor at the Berkeley Springs train station. Other than this, there are a few more vendors that I commonly see people say they found mods at, which include vendor bot chat at Camden Park. The Pleasant Valley train station is another one that I commonly see mentioned, along with the vendor bot inside of the Pleasant Valley ski resort. To get to this vendor, just go to the Pleasant Valley train station and then follow where I go on screen. And the Sunny Top train station is another place that I see mentioned a lot. So along with doing the Enclave events, you'll want to server hop and check all of these vendors for more Enclave Plasma Rifle mods. And the last thing that you can do to get mods for the Enclave Plasma Rifle is the Kappa Squatter daily quest. This will come from the Watoga Emergency Services location, and for this you'll just need to go to the location and then talk to the chief, who will then send you to a nearby location to kill all of the enemies at the new location. Then at the end of the quest you will be given your rewards, and the Enclave Plasma Rifle and the mods for it can be included in that list. And this is a daily quest, so make sure you're doing this every day. And that should be everything that you can do to get the Enclave Plasma Rifle and the mods for it in Fallout 76. I know a lot of this will come down just to luck, but if you can get your hands on the right mods for this weapon, you will have one of the best weapons in the game. This is currently what I'm using to run new players through the raid every day, and I haven't had a single issue with it. And if you would like to use the build that I made for the EPR, I will put a link to that in the pinned comment below. It's a very strong build that can hit some big numbers on the first boss of the raid, and it's tanky enough to be able to solo farm the first boss as well. And you can even use the Elder's Mark and the Cold Shoulder with that build. They won't do the best damage possible, but they work pretty well with the build and it adds some variety. But I hope this video helps you get a good Enclave Plasma Rifle, and thank you for watching.